I thank you all for those who have subscribed to my channel. If you haven't already, please do so. If you want more content, including written reviews and discussion posts, follow me at Tumblr. If you want to read quick reviews, updates, and others, follow me at Twitter. I also have my anime list profile. If you want to check out my anime and manga listing, I'll do my best to keep everything up to date. If you have any suggestions to watch or read, or want to leave a comment, feel free to leave it at any of my contact site. I also have a store called Anime Jam. Head over to the site and get some anime goodies for you or your friends. Now then, on to the review. I was recently asked about who is my favorite character of the series, or at least this arc so far. While I needed more time to think carefully, I responded with Mouten as my favorite so far. It's no mystery that I mentioned dozens and dozens of times already, but I don't know if it's my final answer. After this chapter, I may make it finalized because it shows that Mouten may be most impressive, but Mouten is no stranger. This chapter focuses more on psychological viewpoint from these characters, including a small bit from Mouten. It may not be action heavy, but it establishes the greatness of Quinn and their crafty ploy to outmatch Zhao. The great point is how it makes some of these characters even more brilliant. Mako army is no joke when it comes to raw power. It's not hard to believe that he's with Mouten. Looking at these panels of his men just killing, or more like stomping, these Zhao's army like roaches is staggering. One panel has Mako casually kill a guy with a stab as he is having a conversation. It's like, yeah, it's a normal ordeal. So how's the weather today? His right hand man even feels like they are a disappointment for a challenge. Damn, these guys are hardcore. To my surprise, however, Mako, the guy who has that cocky look, mind you, actually shows his gratitude to the Gakuka unit. At least he knows who to thank to make this an easy win. The flashback is so great and badass. If anything, it is this moment where I begin to rethink on my favorite character. It covers the moment where Mako and Mouten have a chat after discussing the plan. Mako has this smirky look that Mouten was going to have the worst job to make the plan flow to their favor. Maybe he has a permanent smirk. In a sense, he belittled Mouten like he will fall flat. It's all up to him to lead a grand performance to allow Mako army invades. Mouten never felt intimidated or pressured by his words. Instead, he let him and Mouten know that he got this in the bag. Not only he got this, but he would do it in his own method to make it work perfectly. He somehow knows Mako army's wave attack, which is now happening. What solidifies his glorious comeback is when he recites back at him with leading the way for a grand performance by Mako army. Glorious! He also intended to steal the show from them. Simply glorious. I do feel a bit sorry for Kisui as his man continues to get pummeled. It got to the point that the narrator has to address that everyone begins to lose confidence and feels like they're against thousands of more men than theirs. The last thing they need is fear. I got to hand it to Kisui though, because he continues to fight on and put a front to give everyone's confidence again. His encouraging speech reflects that they have more men against Quinn army, so rest assured, they will overpower them and win the battle. It worked for now, but the truth is, Mako army has killed enough men to lower the body count into nearly equal numbers. Wow, it's getting too severe that not only Quinn has gotten into the equal ground, but Kisui continues to be pressured and has to lie in his speech just to break out their fear. It's like a basketball coach telling his men it's not over when they're in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes left and their opponent has 30-point lead. By this point, you should rely on a miracle. An interesting note is despite that Mako army is doing the most damage, Kisui is more worried about Mouten, and understandably so. If he can outwit Kisui army with measly 5,000 men, then not only that's embarrassing, but it means that Mouten is far above average. We all know that, but the fact that he got this far is no joke. Kisui starts to feel more pressure that he no longer can underestimate him. Yet, he can't feel any safer than now. Mouten has two paths to choose in order to reach to his target, and that frightens Kisui. It's no coincidence that it all happened this way because this is what Olsen envisioned. The presentation is pretty solid all around. The reactions are the show-stealing point of the art. Mouten came off looking like a badass even with his pretty boy design. The moment when he told Mako off with his own words was sheer greatness. Kisui's speech came off strong despite being on a losing edge and a lie about number advantage. The portrayal of him feeling pressure does make me feel a bit sorry. Everything rests on him, and one small slip will cost severely. If you haven't noticed by now, this chapter is about Mouten and how great he is. It becomes apparent by the end. While Olsen gets the praise, it segues to him recalling Mouten's word. Receiving praise from Olsen is like receiving the key to the world. That said, Mouten was praised by Olsen for understanding his vision. That is a platinum rare achievement that Mouten has unlocked. While it's a shame that he won't fight against Bate since he escaped, the thought of him against Kisui is even better. New achievement hunt is on! This chapter was served very well to Mouten's fan. It shows the brilliant and badass side of Mouten and continues to overpowering the enemy with a small number of men. It's easy to say the number game isn't everything, but with Mouten, it made that simple phrase into a hard-hitting point. I'm giving this chapter an 8. Maybe I should give this a 10. That way, it will actually connect to Mouten. Get it? Mouten 10. Haha! I'm sorry. What are your thoughts of this chapter? Who do you think will get the next spotlight? Would it be more of Mouten? Would it be more of Mako? Or would it be someone else that we be unaware of? Maybe we probably shift to a different battlefield. I don't know what could be, but this one's already got my attention completely. I don't mind to see the other battles though, because Kingdom knows how to make the battle epic. And that will do it for the review. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care.